57-year-old single mom who spent her entire life being career focused is now saying she wants $100,000 man. I hope all you boss chicks are taking notes.
How you pronounce your name, babe?
It is Sinise, like Denise, but Sinise.
Denise. Okay, where you calling me from?
Denver, Colorado.
All right, Denver. How old are you?
I am 57.
Okay, 57. What you do for a living?
So I'm retired from owning 4 nursing homes, and I'm a full-time mom and a publisher and minister.
So, okay, so what should I write down for your job? Just
Publisher
retired?
is fine.
A publisher?
I
Okay.
am.
Do you have any children?
I do.
How old are your kids?
I have one, a son that is 5.
You have a 5-year-old son?
I do.
Wow.
Mhm.
I'm nosy. Did you
Yes.
have natural birth? Did you adopt?
Well, that's one reason I got on tonight, is because today is the last day of National Adoption Month. And so I adopted my son.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, happy. We love people that go and find kids that need homes. So,
Mhm.
okay, got you. What's your zodiac sign?
I don't believe in it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we got Denise, Denver, Colorado, 57, retired from being, oh, you said owning 4 nursing homes, right?
Correct.
All right, she's a publisher, has one son that's 5 that she adopted. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
All righty. He must know the Lord. He must have a relationship with the Lord and respect the Lord's ways. Um, a man that has done the work on himself, who's healed from trauma, a man that knows how to apologize when he's wrong, a man that loves himself and he's wise with his finances, a man that is mentally and physically mature, and a man that takes care of his own, has a relationship with his family and takes care of the needs and the finances of his children, and who believes in purpose and destiny, and he knows how to walk in that purpose and destiny.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Hmm. A man that's not integral, a man that doesn't know his purpose and his destiny, a man that smokes or do drugs, um, that doesn't know how to have a relationship with the Lord.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
I'm 4'9". So, 5'1" and above is fine. I've dated 6'6". I've dated 5. So doesn't matter. As far as the looks, just as long as, if he's submissive to God, it'll allow me to love him or like him even the more. And the looks are not, it won't be as important.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Well, I'm 57. So if it's a man that's retired, he needs to have, um, he needs to be able to own stuff. He needs to have bills paid off. He needs to have a home, and at least bringing in, most people that are retired, sometimes they're bringing in $2,000 a month, but they have their legacy laid up, if that makes any sense.
It does, but is there, for my simple brain, is there a money requirement, like a certain amount of money he has to make a year?
24,000 a month. I mean,
Okay.
a year, excuse me, a year.
Okay, so
24,000 a year.
okay, fair enough. So that's retired money because everything, that's what you're saying, everything else is paid off?
Correct. And then he has his legacy or 401k, or um, he may be a millionaire who has money that's put to the side because he's done working. Um, So it's not necessarily where he has to bring in a certain amount of money.
If you're new to the channel, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Don't let that 24K a year number make it seem like she's not looking for a wealthy man. She knows what she's doing. The type of retiree that she's looking for, they're not too much worried about income. She's looking for those assets, real estate equity, stocks, bonds, 401ks, private trust. She's looking for a bag.
A
Well,
month.
because let's be clear, because
Sure.
$2,000 a month. No, you said 24,000 a year does
With,
not equate to a millionaire. Like
no,
that's
I'm just
residual
saying,
income.
no. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
So let me
speaking of,
so let me ask you this to be clear: could a
sure.
man's value and income be solely $24,000 a year, and you would date him?
That's if he's retired. Now, if he's not retired and still working, he needs to at least have $75,000, $100,000.
Okay, now we're getting clarity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
retired 24K. If he's still working, 75 to 100K.
correct.
Okay. All right. Sanice, let's do the Kendra Cam.
All righty. Can you see me? I took my glasses off, so.
Okay. Yes, we can see you.
Okay.
I know that bed frame, girl.
Auntie. I can't even bring myself to make a comment on your appearance because it's like looking at my actual auntie. Feel like I need to turn my head away. At 57 years old, with an adopted 5-year-old kid, which basically means that she became a single mother by choice. But I think it's a lot more to the story that we need to unwrap. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
I know
Thank,
that bed frame. All
thank
right.
you.
Sanice, when was your last relationship?
I'm excited about saying it. In a way, I want to say it's none of their business, but I want to be able to be honest because I'm proud of it. My last relationship was 18 years ago.
Why are you proud of that?
I'm proud of it because I was able to say no. I was able to say no to people who I knew didn't meet my standards. Instead of just dating to be dating, many times people want to date to just be dating. But my first 2 years after my divorce, I took care of me. I decided to get healed spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, paying off all my bills so that I wouldn't bring something to the table. And I got healed from depression. Um, my mother died when I was 17 years old, and I had to raise my sisters. And so sometimes when you're depressed, you just allow any man to come into your life. And so those first 2 years after the divorce, I was able to get healed in all those types of ways. And so now I'm able to see who's for me and who's not for me. When you're walking in, unforgiveness or depression, you're not able to see who's for you.
So, okay, you're 57, right?
Correct.
So the last time you dated was when you were 39?
Yes.
39. So are you saying it was a conscious decision to not date until this time?
It was. I mean, if someone came that met my standards in those 18 years, if someone would have come in those 18 years that met my standard, then I would have given them a try. I did have a male friend that we've known each other 7 years, but he didn't want children. He's a millionaire. He's a chaplain for an NFL team, but he did not want children. So I did not settle for that.
Well, wait, real quick. You called him a friend. Was he a friend or was he somebody you were dating?
He was a friend, but I knew that he loved me and he wanted to be with me in a relationship.
Oh, okay. So he wanted a relationship. You didn't want one with him.
I didn't want one because he was great in all areas. I don't want to take away from that. But because he was older, he was done with having children. And for the past 30 years, I prayed for a child. And I didn't want to settle for a man who did not want a child.
I have a question. Okay, fair enough. So let's ask this. So you're saying you have standards, and in the 18 years, you couldn't meet a man that that had those standards that you desire, so you chose not to date. So if a man does not come along that meets the standards that you have a requirement for, are you just okay never getting into another relationship?
I am.
That's crazy, fam. So she's had an 18-year dry spell, starting at 39 years old because she couldn't find a man that meets her standard. If you look back at my recent videos, you'll see a pattern of women that are exactly 39 years old and they're coming onto the show with ridiculous standards, telling the world that they won't settle. Do you know what it's like to tell the future? You're looking at it. Because that's what's waiting for these women in their mid-30s, early 40s, who raise their standards to an unreachable level. They're going to more than likely be single forever.
I'm at peace where I'm at. I think I did this for two reasons. I got on a dating site, like on Facebook, and someone was saying, "Oh, you are so mature, you're so healed. You should try Kendra G." And I was like, "I'm not doing that." And then my son had said, now, when I say this, what he said to me. Please don't think that I'm desperate. It's not that. He's learning about family in school. And he said, "Mommy, I want a daddy." And I said, "Honey, we're good. But if God brings him, that's wonderful. But we're not desperate here. I have about 23 great people who are village people to me, meaning male and female, who help me raise my son. You know, they bring a lot of support mentally to him, financially to him, you know, those types of things. So I'm not desperate, but if it happens, it happens.
Having a community around your child is not the same thing as having an actual father in the home. And communities are not even like they used to be in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s. And this is the trend that we're seeing with these bossy career women. They're making the ultimate selfish decision to make themselves single mothers by choice, whether that's through freezing of the eggs, in vitro fertilization, and or adopting. They don't take into consideration how a fatherless home really affects a child. You can't just throw money at everything. Some things are just simply irreplaceable, like the covering, the guidance, and the positive masculine energy from a loving father.
Okay. So for clarity, I want to go over some of the standards this man must meet. So 24K a year, but that's retirement money, which means he has other assets that he accrues. Or if he's a working man, 75 to 100K. I'm assuming he has to love children.
He does.
Okay. And then what were some of the other non-negotiable standards he should meet?
He shouldn't be a smoker of any kind. He really needs to be able to travel, because we travel a lot. I travel out of the country a lot, you know, ministering around the world. He has to be able to accept that I am a boss woman and I do preach the gospel. I'm not going to put my business ahead of him. I believe in the order of the family. So I am submissive. But I also want a man that's going to be able to respect who I am and going to be able to push me into my purpose and destiny. So if he can't do those types of things, then he's not for me.
If he can't travel?
If he doesn't, yeah. If he can't travel.
Okay. And again, you already said you went 18 years. You didn't find a man that had all those requirements. And if, you know, as life goes on, you'll be fine. If a man doesn't meet those requirements, you're content in your singleness.
I would be, yes.
Okay. What's the age range you want to date, Sinise?
I would say from 40 to maybe 65.
Oh, you'll go younger.
Oh yes. Hmm.
Oh yes. Okay. Oh yeah.
I,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm young at heart. Being able to adopt a child and you're 57 and he's 5, you have to be young. You have to have an open mindset of things. So
Now I'm just gonna ask you this question because you said
sure.
you're putting younger out there. Now listen, I'm not God, but
No,
one
you're
thing I've
good.
learned that sometimes that when men date older like that, they call them sugar mamas. So
Hmm.
would you be a sugar mama for a 40
No,
plus?
I'm
No. So
not.
he has to so
That's what.
he should be a 40 plus year old man who's probably not retired that makes at least 100K.
That is correct. And if this is the thing. Um, I'm not. You asked me what are my deal breakers. I'm not here to take care of a man. He's gonna come and take care of me spiritually, physically, and also financially. I'm not wanting for anything in the world, but he has to meet those criteria. I'm not here to take care of anybody financially. I'm not here to try and make somebody I don't want to say be a better I will help them be a better person, but I'm not going to try and make them do right in the eyes of God. I'm not doing all of that.
At this point, being a sugar mama is probably her highest probability of gaining some companionship. You may as well just build him up, give him warm meals, somewhere to lay his head at night, all the way up until he leaves you for a younger woman. Struggle, rinse, and repeat. There's plenty of them out there. And I'm being facetious when I say that because she's saying what she will and will not accept, as if she had a world of options this late in the dating game.
So they're telling me to ask you if you travel, who's paying for it?
When I travel, I pay for myself and my son.
Okay, so he should pay for himself, or would
Yes.
you want him to pay for you too?
If he wants to, that's fine, but I'm not trying to make a man. When a man really loves a woman, he's going to take care of her. You don't have to, you just be who you are, and he's going to be a provider.
Okay. Okay. All right. 40 to 65. So you will date around your age or older. Did I ask you your 3 flaws?
Mm,
Oh no,
no,
we got on the relationship question. That's right. You don't have to
no.
answer. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the
Sure.
last time you was intimate with someone?
18 years ago.
18 years ago. Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
I think I tell too much. That's
Okay.
what I,
You definitely told us a lot, girl.
Mhm. That's what people say about me when it comes down to relationships. And I think I do that because I'm confident in who I am, and I want to be able to let people know what I'm looking for and what I will accept in my life. One, because I have a son, and I don't want them to waste their time, and I'm not going to waste my time. I think the other thing is I can be too giving and too trusting. Um, and then I also want to continue to have balance in spending more time with family.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
One, because I love the Lord and I know how to take care of my man. Secondly, I think that I'm mature and I'm able to push him into his purpose and destiny, help him get there wherever he needs to be in life. But again, I'm not going to be that person that drags him and try to make him be something that I see in him.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait, there's
And
more?
I was just going to say I'm settled. I'm mature and I'm settled.
Okay. So just I'm curious, do you want to cohabitate with this man or does he have his own home? You have your
Oh,
own home?
no, oh no. No matter what, I'm not planning on having sex until I'm married. So I don't have a problem dating someone that's long distance. I don't mind traveling or he traveling. But when I'm married, I would like for us to live in our own home. That's one of the purposes.
Okay. We have some paid questions. Do you want them?
Sure.
Okay. Divine Photo says, all the requirements you stated, a man will find that in a young woman, but at your age is highly unlikely. You seem demanding.
Is that a lady or a man?
I think this is
Well,
I'm
whoever, sorry, I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I don't have my glasses on. Listen, I think one reason that we don't make it in life is that we don't keep our standards in front of us. And I believe that if God wants me to be with someone, that man will be able to understand my needs and I'll be able to understand his. And then the last thing is, I'm not demanding. I'm just confident. Sometimes confident and demanding kind of looks the same, but it's not. I know who I am. And if I come off as being demanding, that's not the person for me, because he'll be able to see my heart.
Well, ma'am, your confidence, your standards, sprinkled with a little bit of, well, a lot of bit of delusion, will more than likely keep you single for the rest of your days. It's a sad state of affairs when you think about the mindset of modern women.
okay. Okay. Coffee Killer said, how can you be submissive and be a boss woman in a relationship?
This is one thing I minister about all the time, is that just because a woman may be a pastor at church, she's not a pastor at home. She's a wife. And so when I get home, my work stops at the door. I'm not bringing that home to my husband. I would be able to be submissive to him because of I'll know what his needs are. So you can still be a boss woman when it comes down to business and be a great wife at home.
Okay. LL Cool K said, when women say they're not taking care of a man, it comes off as selfish. God made men and women to take care of each other, not put it on one person.
Well, I think when I say I'm not taking care of a man, I'm not going to take care of someone financially. I'm not going to try and make him be a Christian and he doesn't want to be that. He has to come with most of those basic things that I'm asking for. So if it means that I'm selfish because I'm not going to accept a man that doesn't know Christ, then I'd rather be selfish because I know what comes with it when he doesn't know the Lord up front.
Okay. You said you've been married before, correct?
I have. Mm-hmm.
And why did you get a divorce? Do you mind sharing? You don't really have to answer if you don't want to.
Oh, no, I'm very open.
Okay.
A couple of reasons. I got divorced because he had affairs. I married him because I wanted children. And I thought I could get pregnant by him because he has 9 children.
So you married him with 9 kids?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
you couldn't get pregnant?
I didn't get pregnant, which I'm glad. I'm glad God closed my wounds. It wasn't the relationship that I was supposed to be in. And secondly, I was depressed at that time when I married him. So when you are depressed, you can't see clearly. You just accept what is out there. I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Makes sense?
How many years? Well, yeah, you married a man with 9 kids, girl. Now you don't gotta tell me no more when you say that.
No, they were older. They were older. So
I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental. But how many women did he have children by?
I think 5. And actually, he was one of my best friends, so he knew me. And again, when you're looking to just fulfill your purpose, you'll accept anything and anyone. I don't want to disrespect him, but I moved on. And got healed from that.
Listen, I don't want to be judgmental. This is not about me. My own personal thoughts of men with a lot of kids are not men who like to settle down. A lot of times men that have multiple baby mamas are usually men who are not typically going to settle down with one woman unless this woman is a come up to them, right? Like this woman that they might settle down with, might be a woman that could position their lives into a different atmosphere. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. All right. Okay, Denise. The one thing is this. At the end of the day, you have your standards, and whether we agree with some of your choices or not, you are fine with either it's this or nothing, and I'm fine with nothing. So
This is a predictable and sad ending for millions of women who choose the wrong man, have ridiculously high standards, and place their careers over family.
And I think I want, all I can say is that I did the work. I did the work of getting healed, and now being able to see clearly who's for you and who's not, and be able to settle. And again, the reason I married him was because I figured I could just get pregnant by him. But God didn't want that. And I'm glad I never did get pregnant.
Okay, I'm wrestling with saying something. I'm just gonna say it because it's on my spirit. It's on my spirit heart.
I don't get offended.
No, it's not about being. It's not about being offended. As I sit here in almost 5 years of hosting this show, and I said this earlier tonight, I do not claim to be a dating coach. I do not claim to be a dating expert. But what I will claim is a person that has a lot of data from conversations with single people for almost 5 years. One of the things I think that women who are heavy in the church at times, they know God, but then they don't learn men. And men are not God, right? So correct. It's almost like because you have, God is all things. We trust God, whatever your walk is with God. But sometimes women who have that strong faith forget that men are not built like God. Correct. And I think that it's important that women learn men, because as you learn men, then you will learn more of what's the type of guy that would be into you, right? So correct. When you said you would date a guy that's 40, I'm not God, but if I had to just give from data, a 40-year-old man that's willing to date a woman of your age would call her a sugar mama. So it will be a man that is trying to live off of you. Now, if a man that's 40 that makes 100K from this show, of hosting this show, he's gonna probably choose someone younger because that's just what it is, right? So I think that, I listen, I want to give everybody the space, but I would say everybody start learning the opposite sex more, because the more you learn the opposite sex, you will learn, okay, who really is going to be into you back. And I think that's the part that everybody skips.
Oh, yeah. And I have gotten to know men and what their needs are, and what they like and don't like.
Well, girl, you talking about a 40-year-old man that make 100K. I don't know if you know men too much if you thinking that. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Now, if you want to be a sugar mama to a 40-year-old man, that's one thing. But the way these men be talking over here, child, I got men who 50 years old telling me they want 20-year-old girls. And I'm like, that's just real talk. I got a man that make a lot of money, and I'm at this moment, I don't even try to debate it no more. It is what it is. But that's a man that has that type of money usually is looking for somebody younger. But men who need to come up, child, they're gonna be at your door, child, at that age. They need a warm, nice cooked meal, need a place to stay. At that age group, they'll be knocking down your door. They want somebody to cook good. Listen, we're gonna go.
Ma'am, you're a minister or a pastor in a church, which is actually forbidden in the New Testament, not even the Old. And since I know that you know the Bible, remember this: you cannot serve two masters, for you will love one and hate the other. You can either serve man, who can provide you this independence, education, careers, this false sense of achievement that boosts your ego, but leaves you feeling empty. Or you can serve God, who provides you the opportunity to create a family, to have a husband, and bring up children of your own. This is where true happiness and fulfillment resides, by fulfilling your purpose of what God created you to do. The choice is yours. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.